Thank you to our sponsors for today's video, InfyPower, Amber, StarCharge, and Eaton. InfyPower is the largest EV charger module provider with over 3 million power modules running reliably worldwide. Their latest G2 collection features ultra-high power density and efficiency for EV charging and energy storage integration. InfyPower, innovation for your power. And Amber, providing modern protection plans for your Tesla's battery and more without the hassle of long-term contracts or upfront payments. Check out the link in the description to explore their plan options and use Spec 5 for a 5% discount on all plans. This video is also brought to you by StarCharge, the largest EV charging manufacturer in the world, and is also a provider of residential and commercial battery storage and microgrid solutions. And finally, Eaton. Eaton is a one-stop shop for implementing reliable and innovative EV charging infrastructure at your site. Across all applications, Eaton's EV charging infrastructure, hardware, and software gives you the scalability, flexibility, and intelligence you need to charge today and scale up tomorrow. Learn more at eaton.com/EVCI. Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Reviews video, and welcome to a dismantled or on its way to be dismantled production facility, warehouse, and I would say kind of a sad situation. A company here local to us in Colorado has gone out of business, and they had a auction online where they were auctioning off, well, I guess the folks responsible for handling the bankruptcy were auctioning off a bunch of EV and battery storage related components. And of course that caught my attention, and I bought a DC fast charger out of the auction. So I'm going to show you the charger, how much I paid, but also just maybe a tour of what was Veloce Energy's sort of remnants and remains at this point. And there's some really cool, interesting things, lots of cables, lots of battery storage related items. And unfortunately, this is the reality. Sometimes you start a company and things work really well and you get all your funding and you get approved and you get to install. And sometimes some of these great ideas that we hear about, well, this is unfortunately the sad reality in certain cases. So let me take you around, show you what the heck is going on here, show you what I purchased, and then we'll have to get it back to the powerhouse. And I think it'll be a pretty fun little vlog style video here today. So interestingly, the place that we're at is actually the same building. It's the old, I believe, HP campus here in Loveland, Colorado. I've brought my truck over here, and this is the same campus that Lightning E-Motors, which was just a few doors down that way, operated out of. And I did a full tour of Lightning E-Motors, and years ago, Alyssa, remember we had the E-Transit from Lightning? Didn't actually do that well. It was really fun and cool, but it broke down a few times on us, and they unfortunately went out of business. And, you know, of course, as someone who loves to see new businesses, new ideas take off, this is a gut-wrenching story. No way around that. And, you know, you've got to, I guess, auction off everything that you have as part of this process. And well, that's what's going on here. So this was a company that I was not actually familiar with up until now. It's called Veloce Energy, and they essentially were building grid-tied battery integration to reduce the cost of high-power DC fast charging installation. Actually, a technology that would benefit me greatly at our new out-of-spec hub location. For example, I'm trying to install high-power DC charging right off of I-25 at our hub where we film a lot of videos out of. And there's a 2-year wait for a transformer, and not to mention the almost $100,000 cost for a transformer that we need. A solution like this would allow instant installation, and it kind of would work in the same way that we have with our battery integrated DC charger at our office, the powerhouse, where you could take an input power to these stacks of battery packs, and they would then act as a grid connection, if you will. You can see they can output 80 kilowatts here, input 85 kilowatts. That's just one of these cabinets. 156 kilowatt hour per stack is what it kind of looks like. And that could be the whole thing. I'm not sure. I can't imagine this whole thing would be 156 kilowatt hours, maybe. It's pretty big though. And then, this would slow charge off the grid, and then you could dispense high power DC charging. There's other companies doing something similar. Electric Era, I think is the name of it. A few others that are focusing on this concept, but Veloce Energy, only just a few years after being founded, unfortunately, just not working anymore. You can see all the specs right here on their model number, the amps, the voltage that they operate at. I guess that would really be the input voltage, your grid voltage input, your 156 kilowatt hours of energy output is what it claims. But I think, that's just maybe if you go 100% to 0%, you could dispense 156 kilowatt hours. But I want to show you around some of this stuff. I'm going to show you what I purchased and really just have a, I think it's a reality check. You and I talk about new companies all the time. We're always covering the latest and greatest in the EV charging space and even automakers that have started up. And this is something that, even among all of the excitement and the promise of a brighter future that some of these companies bring, the harsh realities of what can happen when things go wrong. And this is it right here. Veloce got themselves at least enough funding to get a beautiful facility here at the old HP campus, build it out with shelving, with stocking it with everything they need. They have their own in-house cabinet manufacturing facility. I'll show you that here in a moment. This is what some of those cabinets look like, where they were going to install their battery systems and I guess AC to DC conversion, or really would have been AC to AC conversion, because I don't think they were going to have the charging equipment run directly off of these cabinets. My gut feeling, and maybe some of you guys who were closer with the company would know, is this would really just be sort of a grid-tied battery buffer situation. But everything in here has to go, and there's already been auctions happening, and the company that's doing it is called Tiger. And so I went to Tiger's website when I heard about the auction happening, and I put in a couple bids for a couple different things, but I got busy and I just happened to win a DC fast charger, a 50 kilowatt DC fast charger, which, this is right down the street from our office. And I was like, what the heck? This is the coolest thing ever. And that was just yesterday, I believe, is when we did that. You can see, wow, look at this juicy bus bar here. A little bit like almost Eaton's proprietary, I forget exactly what they call it. They're something or other. I don't totally know. But you can see some connections here. We have a little EVSE. What the heck? Interesting. Yeah, Voltec EVSE. How cool is that? So that must have been original GM included EVSE. Just like random cool EV stuff laying around here. More cabinets. Now, most of their company was focused on the battery storage side of things, not so much the charging. That's a little hint as to what I got right there. But they had these awesome little crane things. I was like, all these things would be amazing for the hub. This was their production facility where they would actually manufacture the cabinets. So you can see like just a bunch of great equipment, drill presses, so on and so forth, tools, everything. And it's all being auctioned off. And man, did they really do a great job with their infrastructure in this building, electrical infrastructure. Now, the most exciting room is this one right here. And you can just see cam locks, wires going everywhere, which is great to see. Fully stacked power cabinets. You've got these huge 408 amp or 400 amp 480 volt test panel, just absolute massive grid connections with here all the cam locks that you can tie into, which is so cool. And unfortunately, this all is going to mostly folks, from what it sounds like, a lot of DIY guys, a lot of folks that are building, home, individuals building home storage systems that are well-versed in EV stuff. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this video would be like, damn, how cool would it be to have all this stuff? Well, just keep an eye on Tiger's website, because they auction off stuff from a whole bunch of different types of companies. But this is what I got right here, a Tritium. And I don't think it's an RTM. I think it's just an RM50, and it is a sort of standalone all-in-one 50 kilowatt dispenser, the old screamers as we call them, because these things are so loud when they run at full rip. And it's got this incredible bass to it as well. I'm almost more excited about the base plate to the charger than I am about the charger itself. And you won't believe the price when I tell you what I paid for this thing, because this whole setup is definitely very valuable, being a Chatamo. Really nice connection here for the Chatamo, nice cable, everything like that. It's got CCS on this side with a nice REMA connection over here. You know, nothing abnormal, nothing unusual. As far as I can tell, everything works. You have your AC connection here. The high power connection probably comes in from the bottom, but of course chargers need to have a from this generation, sort of an AC connection to run all of the, you know, display stuff, and then there will be a separate grid connection from the bottom. But my plan is to kind of run this off of a generator and maybe the Cybertruck. We'll see what we end up doing with this. No real plans, but you can see it starts up just fine. Everything looks good. No guarantees that it's working, but honestly, for what I paid for this, I don't think it really matters. This whole thing, including the base and everything like that, was only $1,500, which is absolutely astonishing when you factor in a lot of level 2 chargers sometimes can't even be that cheap. That's amazing. Alyssa, I didn't really tell you about this. What do you think?
Yay! Another charger.
It's cool though.
Yeah, I should email the guys over at Tritium, tell them that we finally got a charger.
I think they went out of business, or at least are on their way out of business.
Yeah, I don't think my contact's there.
Yeah, I think everyone we knew at Tritium's gone now, unfortunately. So another sad story in the realities of this electric movement. So it just goes to show you that sometimes you got to be, you know, really careful with all of these cool ideas, because they could all crumble.
Yep.
Anyway, that's our charger. It's sick, and I don't know what we're going to do with it, but for $1,500, I'm fine doing whatever we want to do with it. And I think we built a little mobile trailer with a diesel generator and this strapped to the back, and then we no longer have to level 2 charge cars off the Cybertruck when we're done with everything. Other than that, that's really all it is right now. We have to get it back home. I want to take a look more at everything when we get it out of here, see what the heck is going on with this base plate, because it looks like there's some ability to run conduit through here. It's really a beautiful stand, almost like something they would take to a trade show, perhaps, is what I'm thinking. I don't even know if it has the power modules in there or if it's just a display thing, but either way, it makes for a great display, even if it doesn't end up working. So mount it from the ceiling. Yeah, I love it. I think it's so cool. Anyway, all right, so we brought the Cybertruck thinking we could fit this in the Cybertruck, but I didn't realize these plates don't remove. They're kind of welded onto the base. And so we got to go grab the trailer. So let's go do it.
It is loaded, finally. Took about 30 minutes or so to get this thing loaded up here. And I tried my best to strap it down. We got that one bracing, 2 of these back ones as well. Most of the weight's down below anyways, so I'm gonna take side roads just to, not side roads, just the other weight back to Fort Collins, and then should be good. We really just need more of these tie downs and it'd be a lot easier. And I took the Rivian, it's loaded, it's got, the airbags are doing its thing. But thank you guys so much for watching another video, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.